Hey guys, Greenbird here. I hope everyone is doing awesome. I hope you're living the life you chose, the day you deserve. With very few exceptions, you most certainly are. I just wanted to clarify that too. So, I know I've had a couple comments, a couple people have asked me, well, isn't that a little insensitive? What happens if you have some sort of a, terrible disease or something like that? Obviously, I'm not saying you deserve that or you chose that. I'm saying that the ripples in your life are affected by the stones that you throw. You are a direct reflection of the tenacity that you throw towards life. So that is what I mean. I mean that if there's good things happening to you, you deserve them, you earned them, they're from your actions. If there's some not so great things happening, then go out there and kill it and change it. So today we're going to address a couple of questions, or a couple of I guess just rebuttals, I'm not even sure what the right word is, that I've heard from several people that I talked to about prepping. So the two biggest stumbling blocks that I get from people is I don't have the space or I don't have the money. Both of those just, they give me argina. So today we're going to address those. We're going to address both of those. Probably, I might split this up into two videos, depending upon how cold I get and how how long the camera lasts. As you can see, Greenbird is actually orange bird today. There is still a few days left, I think 2 weeks left of muzzle loading season for deer here in Maine. I think it goes to the 2nd or 5th, something like that. So anyway, I want to just make sure that I don't get my head blown off while I'm talking to you guys. So here I am in orange. So let's start off with no space. So I hear this a lot from people when I start to kind of talk to them a little bit about their preparedness, or what their situation is, because I do try and spark up that conversation with people as much as I can, because one, I want to find out if there are like-minded people around me that I'm unaware of, and two, if I can plant a little seed to maybe help somebody else think about it a little bit, then that's a good thing too, because I don't want you to starve and die. So let's start with no space. So there's a few things that you can do, and I'll share a couple of things that I've done, and I'll share a couple of things that are also an option for you. So I had a bookshelf, and you'll have to pardon me, I'm looking down because I do have notes. I have limited time, I don't feel like doing any editing, so I'm going to take this in one shot, so I apologize if there's a little bit of sloppiness. So I have a bookshelf with a bunch of books on there that, that I wasn't reading, right? So a lot of them were resource books, back to basics, I think was one of them up there, putting food away, reference books that I wanted to be able to just read when I needed to or when I wanted to, or maybe reference that material if the internet wasn't available. And a bunch of books that I just wasn't reading, a bunch of books that my daughter was reading when she was younger, and in the lower grades that she's never going to read again. So I took all those books and I just packed them away. And this bookshelf is not big. This bookshelf is at the top of my stairs. It's probably about 6 feet by 3 feet-ish. And, I decided I'm going to turn that into a little pantry. And I was shocked by the amount of space that it provided and what I could put up there. So just one shelf alone, and I measured it with cans, and I don't have it all full of cans. I have it full of other stuff too. But I was able to fit 24 cans per shelf. So I fit 8 cans across, double stacked them. Right, so that's actually, you know what? I did my math wrong. 8 cans across, double stacked them, so 8 is 16. No, I might have done it right. And then the other cans, I kind of nestled into the crevice of the other 2 cans from the first line, because I didn't quite have enough room to just do a second row. So it kind of cut it in half. So I had 8 going across, stacked up to 16. 4 in front of that, stacked up to another 4, and it came up with my math. If I can still math correctly, that's 24. 8 and 8 is 16, 16 and 4 is 20, 20 plus 4 is 24. So just that one shelf would give me 24 cans. Now let's say that bare minimum, that's a can a day for 24 days if you're really stretching it, if you just really have to, try and survive, and you can't get to the grocery store, maybe it's back around or something like that. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those shelves, I think. I did leave some books on the bottom shelf. But I have mine spread out with other things too, not just cans. I got something, ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce, salad dressing, a bunch of things that I use on a daily basis that I can rotate out. But if I need to, say, not go to the store for a month or two, I don't have to change my my way of living. I can still eat the things that I like to eat. That being said, I have discovered a few things that, boy, I wish I hadn't have bought. This canned chili from Aldi. Ugh, that's going to be barter material for sure. All right, so look around your house and see, is there a bookshelf, or is there a closet or a cupboard or just something? I mean, that's obvious. I'm sure you've already done that if you're watching this video because you're looking for advice. So reevaluate places that you haven't used for a while and just see what you can come up with. Another good idea too is ditch the box springs on your bed. Okay? You can actually get rid of your box spring, put an immense amount of 5-gallon buckets under there, throw your mattress back on top, or even throw your box spring and your mattress back on top, and your bed's just a little bit further off the ground than it was. Or maybe slide thin bins underneath your bed. I mean, you can put a lot of 5-gallon buckets underneath the bed, and once you put the covers on there and everything like that, you never see it, you never know it's there, you forget about it, and there you go. Also, another option, so they sell these footstools. I'm sure most of us probably have one. They're footstools that you take the top off, and there's a space in there where you can put whatever you want in there. People put DVDs in there, whatever it is. My daughter puts her Legos in there, so we got a giant one full of Legos, but you could fit a decent amount of freeze-dried food in there. Number 10 cans, or you might need to go a little bit smaller, or go with some of the Mylar pouches. But you could, or even just regular cans, but you can, use that space. Think of every space that you can use. Don't think you have to have this giant food vault. That's not really necessary. It's nice to have as much as you can, but really just something. Anything is better than nothing. I can only imagine how many bags of rice and beans you could fit in that footstool. Probably more than you'd eat in a couple months. Let's see here, what else do I have here? You can get creative. This isn't going to work for everybody because some people are just not going to, their wives may not go for this or whatever, but, get creative with your 5-gallon buckets. Get a piece of nice routed wood. You can make your 5-gallon buckets into end tables, into, coffee tables, into whatever you want. One 5-gallon bucket, you'd be surprised what you can fit in there. That's an option. Another option is, and this one I really like, is the corners of your house. I haven't done this yet, but I'm thinking about it. So the corners of your rooms, rather. So you have a square room. You've got that corner, those 4 corners that never really accomplish any goal other than, maybe throwing laundry in a pile or whatever you do with that corner. If you take those corners and you stack 5-gallon buckets up there to the ceiling or as high as you can do amazing things to make those disappear. You can paint them. You can make them artistic in some way, shape, or form. You can actually fabricate, or not fabricate, but you can take different types of materials, artistic materials, and you can form them around the buckets so that the buckets just disappear. Basically, you just have a rounded corner now in that spot. And that's something that I think I'm going to experiment with. I don't have a lot of corners left, but hey, why not? So what do we have here next? Evaluate your current pantry. Do you have space in your current pantry where, is there stuff up there, pancake mix that you haven't used in 5 years that needs to go in the trash, or something like that? Go through your pantries, organize them, see what you can get in there, put all of your long-term food in the back, and all the food that you're going to eat, rotate on a daily basis, or a weekly basis, monthly basis, whatever it is, in the front, so that you can, you can get to that food that you still use on a regular basis, but you have that food you just kind of forgot about. Maybe you shove a couple of number 10 cans back there, or some cans, stack some cans in the back there, one row, even just one row, all the way across your cupboards and stuff. One's cupboards above your stove, the cupboards, wherever you have them, above your refrigerator, wherever you store your food. Everyone's different, but so organize yourself and get into that type of routine. Now, my favorite one that nobody can deny. This is something that I almost feel like you should do even if you've got a full food storage system in place or available to you, is find a prepper buddy. Okay, you can have the smallest apartment. You can live in a one-room, you know, with a microwave in the corner and nothing else, and you find yourself a prepper buddy, and you say, hey, let me store some rice and beans in your house. If we ever need them, I will share them. You'd be shocked at how cheap it is to really get a relatively decent supply of food storage in place. And we'll talk about that. I think I'm going to split this into 2 videos, I think, because I'm starting to get a little bit chilly, and I think there's a lot more to go over, and my battery is already starting to, I'm losing 1 bar, so it's time for a new camera for Greenburn. He's had this too long. So anyway, don't let yourself fall into the trap of, I don't have the space. You do have the space. You got to find it. You know, it's like anything else. Nothing's easy. Make it happen. You have room. I guarantee you have room in your house somewhere for some amount of storage, whether it be 3 weeks, 3 months, a year. You know, just eat it like an elephant, 1 bite at a time. Start off with pretending that you can't go grocery shopping next week. If I can't go grocery shopping next week, how am I going to eat? And you know, keep going from there. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'd be more than happy to do my best to answer those. If you have any ideas that I haven't thought of, please feel free also to leave those in the comments. I'd love to hear that as well. I know it's not easy right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening out there in the world, and you know, I'm going to do my best not to talk too much about that. I'll let you guys kind of do your own deep dive into those topics if you want. But I do care about you guys. I want you guys to be happy. I don't want you to starve to death. And if I can help you by any way by sharing information, I'd love to do so. Paleo Greenberg out.